Often people will put their personal residence into a revocable living trust, or maybe a different type of real estate property into a revocable living trust or an irrevocable trust. So the question is, when you do this, how do you sell a piece of property from a trust? So let's get into it. All right, how do you sell a piece of property from a trust? It's really pretty simple. You do it the same way you would if the piece of property was in your individual name. So when it's in your individual name, you just, you sign as the individual who owns the property. There's a deed that will be involved, and so you sign the deed as the person that's conveying the property to the other party. Same transaction, same concept when the property is owned by the trust, except rather than signing as an individual, you'll sign as the trustee of the trust. That's if you are the trustee. So the person who has the ability to sell the property is going to be the trustee. So sometimes there's one trustee, maybe there's co-trustees, so there's multiple trustees. So you'll sign the deed and any other documents. Just say if your name's Joe Smith, you'll sign as Joe Smith, trustee of the Joe Smith Revocable Living Trust. Or maybe it's Joe Smith and Jane Smith that are co-trustees of that trust. Usually you'll both have to sign, and you'll sign as co-trustees of that Smith Family Revocable Living Trust. It's really as simple as that. The thing to consider though is if there's perhaps a mortgage on the property, you want to let the lender know that there's going to be this conveyance or this transfer due to the sale. So often they want to be given notice, they want to see the deed, and maybe they even want to see the trust. That's not always the case. Sometimes they're just happy that go ahead, move forward. They don't particularly have any type of policy or procedure in place that they need you to adhere to. Other times they are just doing their own due diligence and making sure that everything on their end looks to be right. But either way, make sure you're signing it as trustee of the trust, and then making sure that you contact the lender if there's a mortgage on the property, just to ensure that you're following any rules and procedures that they may have in place. Other than that, it's pretty simple.